Welcome, my beautiful Scorpio. This is your astrology and horoscope for August 2018. Let's start off with the good news. Jupiter going forward in our first house of who we are, giving it good energy, and going in reverse where it was in retrograde, perhaps blessings holding back from us having a hard time, some other aspects of producing wealth right now, not being recognized in your workplace, getting forced to take the stage. Lots of Scorpios like to stay under that rock, and they often could be, depends what are their characteristics. You secretly want to be on the stage, Scorpio. That's why you don't get along with the lion, the Leo, so much, because you see the sun, and as soon as it gets too prideful, bow, dang it. So we have the sun in Leo, and it's asking, so that's a good place for the sun. The sun likes to be there. We have to accept that. Instead of, what we have to do is celebrate people when they're in the limelight, and celebrate people's success, not to be envious of it. And when we're not envious of it, but we're happy for them, like truly, genuinely, you tap into that energy, and you bring yourself onto that energy, and that will push you closer to letting your light shine. Fame shouldn't be what we're striving for in this world. I have to check myself as a Scorpio. Am I doing this for fame? Do I have an ulterior motive? No, I have to make sure that it is checked with Virgo, who we sextile with, who we have often girlfriends with, or boyfriends maybe. Your boyfriend would probably be a Capricorn, most likely. Water and earth, we go together. Like peanut butter and jelly. Okay, we have now finally those blessings, that enlightenment on who we are and being fully comfortable with who we are, that was taken back from us a little bit during the retrograde. And then going back and shining lights on things that we haven't mastered with ourselves, and in who being comfortable who we are, and trying to help you not to be in excess is what the universe does. That not to eat too much, not to drink too much, not to be a glutton, not to be overly doing things. And so now hopefully we've learned that lesson as we go forward, because the tendency is going to be, it enlightens everything, it enlarges everything. It's a good beneficial energy. The universe is tilted towards our beneficentness, our goodness, for our evolution expansion. All of this law of nature, natural law, not freaking the law of kill to survive, strongest survives, but the very laws that were put into place that govern everything, and they are tied to morality. That was a little bit off topic. I'm sure I said that for a reason. Somebody needed to hear that out there. Which is why that should be the law, not man-made's law. What's anarchy means without, against. Archy, the archon of Greek means a ruler, a master. Anarchy means without a master. Getting rid of the master-slave relationship. That us Scorpios, we could take a victim mentality because we go through a karmic freaking thing here. If you're born here as a Scorpio sun or a Scorpio ascendant, or you have stellium or lots of energy in a Scorpio way, This was a karmic trip for you, my friend, and you took a big bite out of that apple. And thank you. Those who suffer much, God loves much. And you have more to give to this world. The Scorpio, I feel like, comes in this world and takes on this role as Scorpio's death and the resurrection. To resurrect this freaking world. And to do it as like a priest into a deep emotional connected way that we can when we get rid of the fake self, which is Jupiter in the first house, and then Neptune illusion. But getting rid of that, and ultimately Neptune, when it's elevated, is compassion, divine mercy, infinite, unfathomable love, which the Scorpio has ultimately at our core. When we cut off the lies, those Neptunian lies, and we see the real truth is compassion and care. And that's seen as a weakness to express by this male-dominated society. Lucy! 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 We gotta work on that! I apologize. Lucy, please! Okay, what else do we have going? I put a little tree here. Oh, we're gonna have to continue this. Are we done? I sincerely apologize for that. Now I'm in the backyard with them. Namaste. That was a very good segue to go from Jupiter to being wise about who we really are, truly, authentically. And this is blessing to have Jupiter here. Stop and go retrograde. Spend a little bit more time with us. Awesome. A little uncomfortable. We could be seen as the enemy right now because we're a little bit too intense and want to get emotionally behind the veil. Also a beautiful time for spiritual awakening with that trine. And then also that's going to reflect well into our 5th house of creative projects. It's being spiritually like enlightened, and then also spiritually gifted to come up with something creative, and also a weird romance, a spiritual connection, meeting someone, having a spiritual connection with them, and having a romantic moment with them, and being delusional about if it's the one or not. It's Neptune. We have to be careful because it's messed up how it's in charge of the occult, which you can't see, what's hidden. So also Neptune energy is asking us to go into what's hidden, and who could do that better than Scorpio? Yay! That's why we be getting deep occultists, and now we have that energy. But I think we have to break like the news to people by not thinking that we know everything, talking down on people, acting like we know everything is such a Scorpio thing, and then insisting that we're right and our way is the only way. Being a little bit too black and white. But whatever. We're badass like that. I might be horribly wrong about what I'm talking about, but at least I'm doing it with passion. We are either hot or cold. We are not lukewarm, so we ain't getting spit out. That whole verse is maybe we do want to get spit out. Okay, let's move on. In our 3rd house, which has to do with our siblings, we have it in our close communication circle, and we have that ruled by Capricorn, and we have Saturn there. We could be a little bit too bossy, but now is a harmonious aspect from Uranus. Sometimes you don't want a harmonious aspect from Uranus. No, because he could be the great enlightener, the king of the heavens, of the spiritual mental realm. It's Mercury on steroids. But he's coming to change. And it might not be the way that you want it to change. But we're kind of Plutonians, and we got Scorpios that we can change better than others. And when we do it, we do it. Do it. We have Pluto and Saturn, so it's like a part of us in Saturn. We're having lots of Saturn type relationship things going on. I had somebody in my life who's very Saturn like, very Saturn, hard on me, but it's because he really loved me and wishes the best for me and expects more out of me. But he could be a little bit Virgo and overcritical, where we have Mercury retrograding in. Make sure we're not too overcritical on ourselves and others right now. Make sure that we're adopting that Virgo energy that we're about to hit after Leo towards the later second part of this month of August, where we realize that the Virgo ultimate, most beautiful Virgo part of that energy is service. And then with us being in the age of Aquarius, and a very important time in this transition, it's service to the greater whole. Here we have Uranus, who helps us to think about the greater whole and communal of evolution consciously. And it's tied in with our actions, and we have to walk it like we talk it. I saw that as a campaign slogan for some. It was a black guy, so I trust him. Aquarius, we have Mars. We're Martian in the 4th house of home and your home country and your feminine nurturing part of you. We have it in Aquarius. We do that in a unique way. Sometimes we can be a little bit cold because Venus falls in our sign. But our darkness is also our strength, because we can love in that darkness. Okay. So, with Mercury going in retrograde in our homeland, really, and then I'm looking at the aspect that it's squaring Uranus, which is a tough, heavy, scary aspect. For like revolution, for a coup. But we have to recognize right now, to be the change we want to see, cliche as that is to say, and to really be the change that we want to see. If there's something we don't like about our government, or whatever, we have to first look inside of us and we say, okay, how is this a reflection of me, that it's picking me up on my radar? But that's not just all it is. And then you try to fix that. And you fix it interiorly and exteriorly. We don't just go inside and do all this psychological work and get out into the world and don't bring it there. St. Francis of Assisi talked about being in a constant state of meditation. I think just recognizing that puts you there. Lots of us are in that state of meditation without knowing it, because there's some force that doesn't want us to get connected to it and doesn't want us to raise our consciousness. And that can be part of this tension, of this friction, so that it can help us to evolve faster consciously. And that's what I think Uranus, and then bringing that to the earth, Uranus and Taurus. So let's go stage a military coup. Meet me on Kennedy and shouldn't tell them where I live. I come and get me. Okay. Moving to our, and that's also asking us in our 4th house to get in touch with our feminine nurturing side, which is our spiritual, creative, imaginative side. and then being able to pump that out on the stage, get out there, Leo season, baby. Get it. Let your hair be luxurious. Be a child at heart. Time for not so much head-centricity, not so much centered in your head and mental with Mercury in retrograde, but that could give us a chance to go a little bit slower, especially with Mars in retrograde, and to get in touch in a new way with Earth. We're that warrior who's like in retreat mode right now, which is a little bit more scorpionic than Aries. It'll also be tougher for Aries. For us, we could unplug. A lot of us is unplugging, letting our grips go of emotional stuff that no longer serves you. Oh, no, we don't. No, we don't. But we're still Martian badass. And taking a leadership stage is something I've getting rid of self-doubt, over-criticalness of that Saturn, that dying. And that's what happens hopefully during your Saturn return. Us Scorpios are fixed water, so we're stubborn learners, but we're also quick manifestors. Sometimes you manifest shit you don't want to manifest. This is a good time to think about that before we add the alchemic element of water to it, a powerful force. You ever look at like blue, like deep sea, like on Discovery Channel, I forget what it's called, and they go into like those animals that are in that deep dark place and how lit they are and unique? We got some Aquarian in us, I'm gonna say. Why am I'm getting a little bit too in touch with my feminine today. That therein lies the power as a male, bringing the sun and the moon together, the male and the female together. But we don't lose our sacred masculine, which is active and that will stand up and protect injustices. Check out my Wake party, Wake 2020. We're starting a party. The two-part system is keeping us separated, right wing, left wing. They're tearing apart the eagle. Well, we're gonna rise as the phoenix. And the Scorpio is an important part of bringing this Aquarian type thing to happen. You could also get pregnant unexpectedly. You could be a woman not being able to get fertile and be trying to have a baby, and when this Mars goes retrograde, you might have one, or the sex might be lit. Right now, maybe sex isn't so lit. See how this funnels through? Astrology's crazy and beautiful. See the divine architect at work, and we're the co-creators. And we have the element of water heavy. What a beautiful element. We're more connected to the water when you walk by it and stuff. Take that in right now. And then with the beautiful sun, fire. If you're born towards the Sagittarius side of this, you're the Phoenix. But we have Jupiter, who's a ruler of Sagittarius, fire, in our sign, giving us that fire and a wise fire. You might feel like preaching. The good word. Second house is how you talk and speak, and we have Sagittarius, the arrow there, hence our tail. How beautiful! All these glyphs are so deep; they all mean so much. All right, and now let's go to your career. You're gonna have the sun in eclipse season, which is going to eclipse in your 10th house of career and how people see you in the public eye, legacy type stuff, how you're a boss, your relationship with authority, structures, and architecture. And then we have, let's spend some time on this. Take a breath. We have the solar eclipse happening there pretty much smack dab in the middle. Depends where you are in your chart, how this is going to affect you more. But perhaps you've gained some popularity, fame, money. I don't see money happen so much for the Scorpio, but I think it's there, and we have to realize that we're building it right now. And then you almost want to act like it's already there, like you fake it till you make it energy, and then it just starts showing up. Because the universe has to match what you're putting out. You smiling when I'm stepping in, sister? Brother? So, and then when we have the sun of Leo shining on our 10th house right now, which is, see how the Leo sits on the top of the stage in that chart? And he kind of wanted to go up there and sting his ass. And usually do, with a sharp, freaking deep, like, and low-key funny, but like low-key cruel comment. Why are we eating the grass? That's such a Uranus and Taurus type thing to do. She don't care. The big old Rottweiler. She looks like a big old junkyard dog, but she wants to be a lap dog inside in the air conditioning with 2 poodles fanning her. Anyways, we have, so there's going to be, solar eclipse is, and then in the home, and it's very home, well, I guess that would often happen this summer. Anyways, what I'm trying to say, people are going to try to take you off your throne. Or you be careful, you're not the person, or this might be the time to go and take somebody off their throne. This would be a good chart if you were like a political freaking, like Che Guevara. I feel like this is a prime time to take the regime over. But I think we got to do it spiritually with this Neptune energy, and then Jupiter being the ruler together with Neptune in Pisces. And then having that Jupiter Scorpio energy bouncing through us like little laser beams. It's all angles. There's our angels. What do angels do? They bring messages. What do these angels do? They bring messages. Angelic ones. Angelic because you can't see them. And conscious beings. The planets, they look like a sphere to us because that's how we could see it on our level of existence. It's like the way a fish sees a human foot. These plants are alive and they have more power than you do right now in a certain level. So we better learn these overarching powers, and they throw out these laws of nature that are here for our ascension and to give us moral causal effects to what we do to guide this universe forward into ascension consciously is what this whole experience is about. Wild, beautiful. And if we're going through this time with Mercury in retrograde, losing our faith and our trust in our knowledge, on a deep level we have to trust our intuition, and that's where we get truth. We have to marry our hearts and have, how do we kill the lion? And then we wear his fleece. And so how do we kill the lion? By not giving in to being overly prideful and the cowardly lion, being scared to take that energy that the Leo has to give to us of courageousness, of authenticity of the heart, to know that if you're doing it from the heart, you can't go wrong, and nothing wrong can happen, because that's not how the laws of this existence work. Hey, teach me how to Dougie. Won't you teach me how to Dougie? Mercury retrograde is gonna bring some conversation in the areas of how you're seen in work and how people hate on you with the eclipse. Legit blocking the light of the sun. The light of the sun is a beneficial energy, would you agree? How we have freaking life here. Light. And he loves to be at Leo. And now we have an eclipse there. Bam! I feel like that's the Scorpio going up to sting it as it gets ready for its fall in 3 months. 1, 2, 3. The Scorpio in the deep. So now we have Mercury in retrograde in Virgo, where it's likes to be. So heightened, that's good. Oh, I'm sorry, lovers. Mercury coming out of Mercury, going into, okay, and then he goes retrogrades into Leo. No, he never got as far into, I'm sorry. Oops, new to these videos. It was in Leo, Mercury, so he must have just passed the sun, so that's interesting. And more mental activity and thought to your career and how you're seen in your career, and are you doing it from an authentic Leo place, and are you not that cowardly lion, but are you ready to take that stage right now, Scorpio? I'm doing this. Hey, look at my beautiful name. I'm really getting into my lioness. Moving on into our 11th house. There we got Virgo. There we got Venus. Venus don't like to be in Virgo. That's why Virgos could be so critical, but they have a love. They do. But Venus falls in Virgo, and we're attracted to them all the time. We're sadistic Scorpios. Stop. It's not healthy. We have to be the opposite of that. Healers. Of deep wounded healers. Look where your Chiron is in your chart. The Scorpio energy has a lot to learn from Chiron. Mine makes a yod. Oh my god. Not the most beneficent yod to have. I wish it was Venus or Jupiter. Oh, well, I'll have something to teach us. Chiron's actually a badass. And a centaur. So it does have some Sagittarian energy. Okay. So, and then in our 12th house, we have Venus going through where she loves to be, but also a time where you could drink too much or do too many drugs and think you're married to somebody when they don't even know you exist. Or beautiful romance. What's that? Actually, and healthy work. It's opposing our, making a sextile to communications, your inner circle. I see success in the making. This is a tough month. I think we're starting to be able to breathe a little bit. Last month, horribly tough for y'all. I'm sorry. And that's why I realized I'm doing this not to fame, but to serve. So as we go from Jupiter, Cancer, into Leo is a tough energy. There we have to come out of the water of emotion and then shake ourselves up, get on stage, almost act like everything's all right, not be. And then when we try to look into it, people give us a hard time for being weird. And then so we have to be courageous and take the stage and say our truth. Mercury helping us to take back a little bit of time in retrograde, and then to go out and speak our truth. Shout out to somebody who brought that up in a comment. And even though you might not have those throngs of people in front of you right now chanting your name, which is an ego trip, then it's not coming from the right place. And then it probably won't even happen, to be honest. Because the universe and its brilliance will not reward that. Unless you have a very karmic lesson to learn, and then it will, and then you'll get just totally freaking chopped down like that Virgo Tower card falling energy. But it's there to chills you in from a concrete slab into a freaking David statue. Bernini-esque. Alright. It is Baroque, and we need to fix it. Ourselves and the universe. Starts with us, goes out, and then it's together synonymously. We keep on going and raising. And that Kundalini serpent, together with Mercury, the Sagittarius. Because we had that Kundalini rising energy. We can get deep where you have to go to bring those things up and to release them in love into the universe who's wanting to take it away from us. That's the ascension, lovers. It's gotta be slick.